I was sitting in a meeting a couple years back, and the women behind me were giggling, and I'm like, "What the heck's going on back there?" And I look around, look behind me, and the woman behind me is going like this. Somebody had spoken, and she's taking these little cute little hands, and she's like, "Yay, great job!" And I'm like, "Oh my God, where'd you get those?" So of course I had to go get them. What's been fun with these is sometimes I'll reach out to shake somebody's hand, and I'm joking, like, or I'll put a credit card between the fingers and, do that little payment with this. And people are like, "Oh my God, you're sick." Yeah, I am a strange breed. And, the Bible says that we are a peculiar folk. So I share this little hand thing because 6 weeks ago today, I fractured these two bones that lead down from the ring finger and the middle finger. And I spent 3 weeks in a cast. Oh God, it was miserable. You know, it really gave me empathy and compassion for people that might have multiple fractures from an accident and have casts on multiple bones. I was up in the night, either from 1 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, whatever. I was up nearly every night just crying and get it off. And I so desperately wanted to wet it so I could take it off. And the stresses that happened during that time was the holidays, and we had company. We had some family stuff go on that was really, really hard. And when the stress would come, it would pulse, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, get it off." I'd be freaking out. I couldn't stop thinking about it. But I want to share with you some of the blessings that came from it. First of all, I put together this little calendar, right? And I put the calendar on the wall in my bathroom. So every morning I'd wake up and I'd cross off a date. And a couple days into, maybe a week into the cast, I had 3 people over a process of conversations say to me, "I don't think you need to have it on for 4 weeks," because initially it was going to be on for 4 weeks. The doctor was like, "Got to have it on." And we were traveling on the 10th. It wasn't supposed to come off till the 17th. So I started to believe that, and if you look at this map, if you look at this little calendar, you can see the 9th is the day that I was declaring it was going to come off. So I started talking about it coming off, and I started declaring the healing. Like I'd say, I couldn't even see the break. When I would visualize, I put my hands together and I couldn't even see the break. And I would just declare, God is the great physician and it's getting healed. So I set a new appointment on the 9th for the cast to come off. And when I called, the woman said, "So you don't need the appointment on the 17th? And I said, "Not right now. I may need it later." And a few days before the 9th, I was like, "I'm getting this thing off. This thing's coming off. I'm declaring it. It's happening." And all of a sudden I hear in my spirit, "My will be done." And God was like speaking to me, "I'm going to have my way in this. You might want it off on the 9th, but what's going to happen will be my way." And I was like, "Oh my God." Oh, I was like, "Oh." So I released it, and I said, "You know what, God, if it's not supposed to come off the 9th, I guess I'll deal with it on a cruise. I'll have a blue cast to match my blue hair." And so I went in on the 9th, and by the grace of God, it came off, and I got a brace. They put a brace on. But honestly, before the 9th, I started to, I said, "Oh, all right, I'll add a few days to the calendar. I'll add a week to that calendar that I made." And I clearly heard, I didn't say add a week to the calendar. And I was like, what? It was so weird. Anyway, the other part of my story that comes from this is my dominant hand is my right hand. And this is the hand that really, truly I use on a regular basis. So I started using my left hand and writing more with my left hand. I want to show you, let's see here we are, my journal. I have been, you can see the writing is a little bit messy, but I'm using my left hand. And they say that there is a dominant, that your left hand is in your right brain and your right hand is in your left brain. And when you shift gears, it allows the other side of your brain to activate more. So what I'm discovering is a more creative side that's opening up for me. And along with that, in the Bible, one of my favorite, absolute favorite verses is Romans 12:2. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you would know God's good, perfect, and pleasing will. 7 years ago, I fractured my wrist cross-country skiing. And ever since that day, I've always brushed my teeth with my left hand. I never stopped. I heard clearly, about a week and a half ago, that to use your left hand for the rest of 2020. Now, I don't know what it's going to bring. I don't know what creative juices might flow from it, or if nothing. But I'm committed to using my left hand as my dominant hand for the rest of 2020. We'll see where it goes. In the meantime, have a great day. God bless you.